Yes people, today we're making the pink cloud bread. Start with some egg whites, whisk to be looking a little floofy. Chuck in some corn flour and caster sugars and whisk till it's peaking. Add in the pink dye so we get that vibrancy. Once mixed, place on the tray and give it a smooth textures. Slap it in the oven to bake. And there you have a vibrant, fluffy and jiggly cloud bread. Cheese!
Cooking 20-minute dinner for 21 days. 1.5 cups of these little potatoes. Cut the potato in half. Rinse up 4 cloves of garlic. 1 cup of water. Soy sauce. Honey. Mix together and set it aside.
Fry the potato for 3 to 4 minutes.
Add in the minced garlic.
Saute together for 1 to 2 minutes.
For your sauce mixture.
Every piece of potato is soaked in the sauce. After 7 to 8 minutes, you can see that the potato is now soft, and then the sauce is turning out into a nice glaze.
1 tablespoon of sesame seeds.
Mix together. Look at that.
You will not believe these McDonald's hash browns. They are literally 3 ingredients and so crispy and fluffy on the inside. So the first thing I did was I used russet potatoes and I peeled 2 for my recipe and I cut them into thirds and parboiled them. That means you're going to partially cook them. So I boiled them for about 8 minutes, let them cool, and then grate them. Add 1 egg and a tablespoon of cornstarch. You're going to mix it and then shape it on your parchment paper and put it in the freezer for about 30 minutes and then fry them on high heat and enjoy. I hope you like them.
Let's do some cooking.
Tiny cooking with tiny tools. So many recipes. I wanted a brownie. Tiny oven mitts. Ong gong gong. For wee spoons of flour. Yes, they're called wee spoons. It's amazing. Half a wee spoon of baking powder. 6 wee spoons of cocoa powder. Smells good. 4 wee spoons of veggie oil. 9 wee spoons of sugar. That's a lot. Beat a whole egg. 6 wee spoons of the beaten egg. 1/2 and 1/4 vanilla extract. Mix. Part 2 is already up.
Let's do some cooking.
So I was casually avoiding everything by scrolling through Pinterest and I saw this cake. The emotion I felt when I first made eye contact with it, it hit me in my soul, so I wanted to try and recreate it. I started by filling an ice in a cake, then for the outside I got some baking paper and cut it into like a drip shape, then I put that onto the cake, then iced it with pink. You know who I've been getting compared to a lot recently? James Charles. I mean, I don't get it, but the other day someone went further and called me the Pakistani James Charles, and it made me realize that 1, I don't understand anything you guys say to me, but also I like being compared to the rich folk. Hopefully one day I end up in the same tax bracket as him, but for now I guess I'll take it. For the top I wanted to do 12 swirls, but I did 13 by accident, and oh my god, the rage that I felt. I had to go listen to Nicki Minaj to calm me down, but yeah, I scraped it off then started again, and that's pretty much it. For everyone who asks why something breaks off every time I cut my cakes, it's because they're still kind of frozen, which is my fault, but also I break down all the time too, so who am I to judge? But yeah, I'm done. Bye. I have never had flan before, so let's recreate the flan emoji. You might have realized that I haven't tried most things. Let me explain why. It's because, you know. Yeah, so anyway, I started by making the caramel, so I heated sugar and water together, then I poured this into some ramekins and let them cool. For the custard, I heated some milk, sugar, salt and vanilla together, then poured this into some eggs while I was mixing at the same time. So I have a bucket list in my notes app and flan was on there. The whole list is embarrassing because most of the things on it is food, like it goes like this: Tesla, jump out of a plane, new teeth, but then the rest is steak, lobster, sushi, flan, cheesecake factory. Like, why is my biggest goal in life to eat? But anyway, after they were baked, I left them in the fridge overnight. Do you see how one of them broke? That was my fault. I take accountability this time, but the other two came out good, so that's pretty much it. You cannot tell me these don't look exactly like the emoji. I mean, they are a little shorter, but let me tell you something. Short flans need some love too, but that's it, I'm done. Bye. The way you guys keep telling me to recreate the croissant emoji, knowing that they take 3 days to make, and the thing is, I absolutely do have the time, but that's not the point. It's just that why would you put me through this? Where is the compassion? But anyway, I tried. So I started by making the dough, then I left that in the fridge for a bit, then I rolled it into a square, then left it in the fridge overnight. The next day, I added the butter, then I started rolling it out and folding it. This was supposed to create layers. I think mine evaporated because they weren't there. I mean, there was definitely a layer. There was one, so like, I mean, I think it's fine. So I folded it a few times and left it in the fridge again. Then on the last day, I cut out the shape. At this point, I realized that I had been bamboozled because there was only 5. 3 days and there was only 5. If you work out the square root, then carry the 3, you'll realize that the maths does not add up. But yeah, just let them rise and I bake them and that's it. So they're kind of flat, but joke's on them, so am I, so I won't judge. But yeah, they're not perfect on the inside, but look at the outside. I did that. You guys can't spell croissants. But yeah, I'm done. Bye.
Yes, people, we're going to make some Oreo pancakes. Just grab some flour, cocoa powder, baking powder, eggs, milk, crushed Oreos, give it a whisk. Grab a ladle and pour onto the pan. Once ready, flip it over and let the other side cook. Stack the pancakes up high, add some ice cream and chocolate sauce, finesse with the Oreos, and you got an absolute banger. These tasted too good.
Okay, I have a confession. I make focaccia bread at least once a week. I know, I'm addicted, and you should be too. Here's how to make it. In a bowl, add 1 3/4 cup of warm water, a tablespoon of active dry yeast, a tablespoon of olive oil, and a teaspoon of sugar and mix. Then add 3 3/4 cup of bread flour, a teaspoon of salt, and then mix until combined. Then add additional olive oil. Then cover, place in the fridge to rise overnight for about 10 to 16 hours, or 5 to 6 hours in a warm place. Once it's proofed, transfer into a baking dish with 5 to 6 tablespoons of olive oil, lightly spread it out, and then we're going to cover and allow it to proof again for about 4 to 5 hours in a warm place. Once it's proof, it's my favorite part, dimple the dough. You can top this dough with anything. I did some sesame seeds and an herb oil. Go ahead and preheat the oven to 420 degrees and then bake for about 35 to 40 minutes until nice, golden, and crispy. Enjoy.
I'm gonna start my kimchi. Rinse with the leaves pointing down because the dirt will go that way instead of going up into the root. Once they're rinsed, we're gonna separate the leaves and salt them. Don't be shy with the salt and try to salt more heavily at the root. We're gonna let these sit, cut side down, and let the water drain out. And then flip them after about an hour. Time's up, rinse them really well. Remove the root. And then let them drain. This is a Korean radish. This is an Asian pear. So these are all my veggies. In the food processor, I'm gonna do dried shrimp, ginger, and garlic. I mixed that with a paste made out of glutinous rice flour. Korean chili flakes. Sauce. Veggies go in. Rub the paste into the cabbage. Pack it down tightly in a jar. Leave it out for a day, or you can go even longer. The longer you leave it out, the more sour it's gonna be.
Капельки света у любимой в глазах.